Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzzerBot, and here I am bringing you something special here. Something I found as I was rummaging through a used children's store. I found a Nuva Tahu for $4.50. There's the canister. And if I can offer a word of advice, if you ever buy an old Bionicle in the canister, before you just throw it away, look at the lid, because the lid might be able to be used for mocking. Like, these could be wheels, it could be a stand if you stick something out of it. I made that mistake. I threw away the two Toametru lids I had, and as it turns out, they are actually usable as stands quite easily. So I didn't think that one through very well, but learned from my mistakes, I guess. So here is Tahu. Very simple. A lot of parts that aren't used at all anymore today, as you can see. The face mask there is quite large in proportion to the body. It looks kind of weird too, very organic looking. Here's the back with the gearing, and of course it has this sword gimmick, which is kind of fun to play with. You could like hit a Rakshi on the head or something with this. But enough of that. He has no head articulation. He has I guess you could call it poor arm articulation. He can't really go out that far, but he has pretty good hand articulation. Leg articulation as well is very, very limited, but the foot articulation is good. Now, something interesting is in a pose on the box, in order to show him in a more dynamic pose, they actually misassembled him like this. Just to get him into a cooler pose, because you have to disassemble it to get the legs into an interesting pose. And another feature that many of you have probably seen this toy do is that you can plug the swords into his feet, and then he can ride it like a surfboard through the lava. That's a very famous picture from Bionicle. But that's pretty much it. I got some interesting pieces, and if you ever find a cheap pieces, just buy them, because you never know what you can make with them. These pieces are sometimes hard to use because they don't work that well with Hero Factory. I mean, yeah, they have the balls and the pinholes, and theoretically they work, but they're kind of difficult because they work in like different design arrangements and stuff. But an interesting thing from this set is that it came with 2 extra masks, actually. I think this is the Pohatu mask. I'm not too well versed on the names of Bionicles, but I think these are 2 Pohatu masks, one in red and one in black. And back then, masks were the main gimmick of Bionicle, so they would like have packs where you could buy them in different colors, which is kind of a cool idea, and maybe they should do that again. But anyway, an interesting feature is that was pretty much throughout all of the Toa and stuff, is that if you knock off the mask, that's supposed to defeat them. And therefore, the masks aren't actually held on by pinholes or axles or anything. They're held on by these little round slots which stick into the head. And they're fairly easy to knock off. But I mean, they don't just come off by handling it, but if you give it a good hit... Oops. Tell you what. We'll bring in modern articulated Lego action figures and get them to beat up Bionicle. I'm probably going to get some hate for this. There we go. As you can see, the mask comes off fairly easily. Like if I had an axle, it wouldn't come off at all, unless you like really pulled it off. But this is one you're able to beat off. And as you can see, you can. It would be hard to attach this to a Glatorian head, so these masks are hard to use for mocking. Because you can't really use a pinhole or anything. It's because of these ledges here. You pretty much have to attach them to these heads. But however, you can put an axle in these heads. And actually, in some of the later Bionicle sets that use these heads, masks actually were attached via an axle, I'm pretty sure. But it also came with an extra one of these in addition to the extra masks. And I think... Oh, no, wait. There's also an alternate instruction on how you can assemble him. If you pull out If you pull out the arms here from there, and you can also probably pull out the gear. I'm just going to remove the head entirely to do this. The idea here is to just take out the arm gimmick and to just give him normal articulation. And this is in the instructions. Now, where did I put those pieces? Oh, yeah. You need these pieces, except in the instructions they're in black, but I don't have them in black, so I'm going to have to use my blue ones. So you stick them into the pinholes there. Where did that go? Anyway, I'll look for that after. So you can remove these axles from the arms. And then you can just plug these on. So that gives it more normal articulation. And also, off screen. And also, if I can just put the head back on, you're also supposed to disable the gear on the back when you do this by sticking in this axle and sticking on a gear. That disables the gear from moving, and it won't work anyway, but there's the arms. They move freely now. So you could do that if you want to give it more normal articulation. It still doesn't move outwards. I actually thought of a little bit simpler of an idea, but I don't really feel like showing it. It would give it a bit better. Actually, no, it would. The articulation would probably be about the same. But anyway, that's Toa Nuva Tahu. I'm sorry if some of this was off screen, but my chair's kind of placed kind of strangely because I don't have a lot of space around here where I'm filming. But there he is. Just a quick review of something I found in a discount store. So I'll see you guys later.